You like comic books?
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
I'm quite keen on comic books.
Movies.
Movies.
Movies are movies. Stupid TV shows. TV shows. TV shows.
But what are some of your favorite TV shows?
Can be enjoyed as video games, as TV shows, books, movies, the entire world. Wholeheartedly embrace the apocalypse. Let's start the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday edition of the Next Issue podcast. And we have a packed show today because on top of all the stuff we've been watching and reading, this is a pretty big week, I think, in comics, which I will say when we get to our look ahead, the week after New York Comic Con is always a pretty bad week for pulls.
Oh, is it? I haven't looked at what new pulls are.
Yeah. So we're gonna throw that out there.
Uh-oh.
We need to get on top of this. Like the week before is always very exciting because there's a lot of really cool stuff, I guess, because they want to get people excited. But the week after New York Comic Con, it's kind of a downer. We also have some more, I will say, sad news, but I think we can bring that up during our previously on segment since it relates to one of the things that I chose to watch. So we'll get to that. But yeah, let's get into it. For our first segment, we're just gonna talk about all these New York Comic Con announcements. Now, we are focusing on the comic book stuff for the most part, right? There was a lot of stuff.
Yes.
There's some TV stuff for Star Trek. There's a lot of manga and everything like that as well. But we're kind of keeping it in most of these are DC Marvel things. I mean, there's a few things that kind of interrelate to other publishers, but I feel like these are the big splashy ones that will get the clicks. So here we are.
Yeah.
Right. Let's just go through your list, Jeff. Well, tell me, so you put this list together, but all these things were already kind of like kicking in my head that we should talk about anyway. So
my list of things that I was excited about coming out of the New York Comic Con. My favorite thing, I think, maybe is Swamp Thing is Killing the Children, a crossover between James Tynion's Something is Killing the Children and Swamp Thing, who he's also, I believe, written a few things about. And I'm excited for it because we love Erica Slaughter. I will admit I've dropped off of Something is Killing the Children about a year ago-ish. I felt like James Tynion was overextending himself and there was not much happening in the book. There was the book was moving at a small incremental pace. So I was like, oh, he had just launched House of Slaughter and he's got the nice house on the lake and he's doing a million things. He's very prolific as a writer. So I dumped out because I was just like, it's not moving fast enough for me. I'll start trade waiting. This might be a thing. This will definitely get me back into monthly buying because I'm excited about this crossover. It's where does it go? How are they going to work it? Obviously Erica Slaughter's not going to kill the Swamp Thing, but and I don't know if Swamp Thing kills. Like those kids must be doing something bad if Swamp Thing is killing them. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very excited for this one.
I'm also pretty hyped about this. I'm pretty much the same thing as you. Like, I started reading this when it first came out, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And then it got very complicated because the whole universe launched out of it. Which great. I'm very glad for Tynion and everybody working there at the, Something's Killing the Children universe. But
yeah.
I saw a little interview that, where he was talking about this. And yeah, he just kind of had this idea and he still has friends over at DC because of course he does.
Yeah. He's got a ton of friends.
Yeah. And they just kind of were talking and they made it happen, which is the craziest part of it. Like they actually got this thing to work. So I'm excited for this one as well. Yeah.
And I think he, because he's also doing stuff at Vertigo, the newly relaunched Vertigo as well. So that's good.
Kind of right? Because that was already like a book that he had ongoing with the nice house by the sea.
Yeah.
That was just a Black Label title that they're moving over into.
But that previous relationship, I'm sure, helps.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, speaking of Swamp Thing, I don't know if you've heard. I didn't know much about this until I kind of started digging around, because you might have seen a short this morning from me about this, where there was I guess unpublished issue of Swamp Thing.
I've heard about this. Yeah. The Swamp Thing,
Which is very cool, but very obscure. It doesn't seem like it ever came to fruition. But issues 88 through 91 by Rick Bate and this talented team you see here on the screen. This is a story where Swamp Thing was supposed to travel back in time and meet Jesus, like the Jesus. So this DC got cold feet. They pulled the book. Rick Bate left the book because of that. And this was a story that was never published. It was all done, apparently. So DC has finally decided to reprint this under the Black Label next year. All 4 issues, exactly as they would have come out, with the trade dress for the time, the ads of the time. I guess they all.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So it's just gonna be like almost as if they were a replica. Which, looking at the cover, obviously Swamp Thing with a lamb makes a lot of sense if you know your religious imagery. So interesting. I
can't wait to see those Gushers ads in the middle of the.
So this was around like 90 something. So yeah, maybe Gushers would have been the big sponsor there. I can't wait to call in or to clip out my little thing to get a membership or my X-ray glasses or whatever else. So
yeah, I'm sure Toys R Us has an ad in the back. You could win a free bike from Toys R Us.
A bike. So I always feel like anytime we get like an unpublished book, it's almost like, oh, we were never supposed to get this, so that's exciting, right?
Yeah.
So
one day, 20 years from now, they're gonna reprint Batman's dong, and people are gonna go nuts.
Batman's dong. I thought you said Batman's song. I was like, I'm not familiar with that story.
No, Batman's dong.
Batman Night Song.
All right. Something else I'm excited for, and again, this is something I'm not a big Lobo guy. DC announced the next slate of new titles that they're going to be publishing out of their whatever. Now that this all in is kind of, I guess, wrapping up, in their new initiative is, I forget what it's called, like Up Next or whatever it's called.
So these are from the Next Level.
Next Level.
Yeah.
But the one that definitely stood out to me is the Scotty Young, Jorge Corona Lobo book. Lobo is not a character that I'm particularly like drawn to. Like, I don't go out of my way to, he's fun when he pops up in other people's stories. I don't own any particular, I don't have any Lobo books on their own. I don't really follow him as a character. But if you've got Scotty Young and Jorge Corona doing Lobo, then that I will definitely check out.
Oh yeah, that. So this whole initiative sounds pretty cool. They announced, and here let me go through. We're looking at the Comics Beat website, by the way. Big shout out Comics Beat, doing some really cool comics journalism. So they have 8 different titles announced, and the way that this was kind of pitched was like, it's almost connected to this Green Arrow thing that people were kind of up in arms about. Like, the book's really good, but it's getting canceled. And they talked about, like, yeah, sometimes we have these really good books that get canceled because they have just very low numbers, right? So it's kind of a shame for the people that are reading it, and myself included. Like, Green Arrow was one of the books that I was like, I'll get to it later on, right? So they announced Batwoman, Deathstroke, Terminator. That's one book. It's the same. That's Deathstroke was the Terminator at some point, but they dropped the name after the movies. Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, Shadow of the Bat, Zatanna, Lobo, the Demon. I'm guessing that's Etrigan. and Barbara Gordon Breakout. Now, the only ones that have names attached to them right now are Greg Rucka and Danny, Batwoman. So Greg Rucka, very prolific writer. Danny, you may know their work from the current Invisible Men from Image Comics.
Great work. Great artist.
As you mentioned, Scotty Young and Jorge Corona are doing the Lobo series, and Joshua Williamson, an unannounced artist, doing the Legion of Superheroes.
Yes,
so that's really fun.
I assume Zatanna is going to be because they announced Jamal Campbell is one of the creators, and he had been working on that Zatanna book that it was like a mini, I think, though. I don't think it was an ongoing. I think it was always kind of meant to be like 6 issues.
Well,
but my guess is that it's being.
I'll say Mariko Tamaki is also on this list, and she also did the Zatanna Bringing Down the House. So maybe they're working on it together because Jamal Campbell's normally an artist, but he's also stepping into the writing. So that's interesting that 2 different people, or maybe it's neither one of them, right? Because they've already worked on
Zatanna. Could be red herrings.
Let me give you some other names that are attached to this. Dennis Camp, who's doing Absolute Martian Manhunter and Ultimates. Tony Fleeks, who's doing your favorite book about cats, Stray Cats. We have James Herron. We have I think Jeff Lemire.
Jeff Lemire.
I would like to see maybe on the Demon book.
Demon makes sense for him because he's such a horror guy.
Yeah.
Tony Fleek sounds like he likes to. I feel like he writes a lot of young characters at times. I wonder if he's not doing Firestorm. He feels like a Firestorm guy.
Oh, see, I would like to have Dennis Camp on Firestorm because I feel like he can. I think he's doing a cool job with the dual identity thing on Martian Manhunter. And I think he can also do something like a fun dynamic between the 2 people that are inside of Firestorm. And then Shadow the Bat, I feel like that's going to be kind of a showcase of people. I feel like that's where you have, because Scott Snyder mentioned as well, which I'm very happy to see Scott Snyder really back fully into the fold because he had kind of been away doing his own thing, right? He had all those Comixology originals and then his other stuff with Image and just like focusing on his creator-owned stuff. So I'm really happy to see him back in the fully in the fold of DC Comics.
It was interesting to read a Scott Snyder when we get to our comics for the week. DCKO came out this week.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to read a Scott Snyder event again because I was like, oh yeah, this reminds me of Metal. Like the way it just goes. I was like, it's been a while since I've read a Scott Snyder event.
But to go back to what I was saying, my next level is a specific program where they'll have these titles with familiar creators, but also they'll bring in new voices, right? They mentioned that they want to kind of mimic what the Energon universe is doing or the Ultimate universe is doing on Marvel, and then of course their own Absolute line, where it's like these are stories in the main universe, but they're not steeped in the continuity of the main universe. It's just like a cool story you can jump into, right? So to attract new readers. So I think that's great. More readers in comics means that there's more people for us to talk about, like how bad days were back in the day and how tough we had it. So that'll be fun.
It's always fun to have more people at the party. Even if you're not a people person, it's always more fun to have people at the party.
Yeah, you can be like Josh and just watch them from afar.
Exactly. Just sit in the corner and just watch all the people.
All right. What else we have here, Jeff?
Let's see. I was excited. Let's cross over to some Marvel stuff real quick because there's not a lot on my list. Marvel kind of.
I added a couple of things, but yeah, you're right. It's
there's not much that excited me coming out of the Marvel side, but a prolific DC writer is kind of jumping over to the other side. Joshua Williamson is taking over Iron Man. We haven't had an Iron Man comic in a bit since Jerry Duggan's ended when the X-Men transitioned over to whatever they're doing now. So I'm excited to see what Joshua Williamson does with Iron Man. You know, I don't think he's ever written Iron Man before in any kind of capacity. So
no, you're right. It doesn't sound like it. Here
I don't know how much Marvel work he's done to begin with.
Joshua Williamson, you're right. He doesn't sound like a Marvel guy from the bat, but this is a promo image. He's gonna be working with Carmen Carnero. Oh, why did I make us so little? I meant to do this one. Yeah, he's gonna be working with Carmen Carnero, who I really like their art as well. So yeah, I mean,
it looks like he's bringing back Madame Mass. These are some older like David Michelini era heroes. It looks like that's probably what he grew up on. So yeah,
we
he's
have
back Pepper Potts.
Let's try to hit all these. So we have the War Machine at the top, Captain America, Pepper Potts,
right there in the middle.
maybe Maria Hill, unknown Shield agent, and then Norman Osborn.
That's interesting. I think
that is the interesting one. Now in the back we have, I don't know who this dude in the white is behind MODOK.
Is that Ghost? Maybe I can't really see. Maybe a version of Ghost.
Yeah, we have of course Madame Mask being so like not prolific, but like so large within the context of this is really cool. We have the AIM guys, the goons from AIM. And then I don't know these other three guys, but they look very familiar as far as like Iron Man villains go.
Is that it almost looks like Citizen V? I can't really see the image. My eyesight's too bad, but yeah, I'm excited to see because Joshua Williamson is one of those all gas no brakes. We were talking about Mark Waid yesterday, and how great of a writer he is, but he's also kind of a workhorse. Like he comes in and just like he gets hired to do the job, and he does the job well. And I feel like Joshua Williamson is slowly kind of moving into that space where he's kind of a hired gun, but he's going to do the job real well.
And he also has that encyclopedic knowledge of these universes, at least in the DC world. Like because he's been in charge of a lot of these larger events, right? As well. So, all right. Since we're talking about Marvel here, let's get on our soapbox for a quick minute. Because we deserve it. We've earned this soapbox. And listen, I don't want to say like, oh, I was right.
But
well,
you can.
I kind of do. But I will say it because I was right, Jeff. I told everyone, don't get into this age of revelation. It's not a thing that's gonna last, and it's not like immediately this next week I was proven right.
If you want to get into it, you've got till the end of December to do it. I think everything relaunches in January.
If you're loving this new long shots number one, you have until the end of the year to love it.
Right.
Because they're bringing back the original, not the original. We're just going back to a lot of these titles are going back to their same numbering. So all the series that were canceled,
same creative teams. And the thing is that they're not even bringing back my favorite book. So like all the things that had already left, like those are coming back. And
I thought the Gail Simone book was gonna stick around. I thought that was your favorite. Yeah,
no, the Eve Ewing one, the Exceptional X-Men was my favorite one.
Exceptional one. Okay.
Yeah, Gail, I gave. I let Gail stick around. Gail Simone's Uncanny X-Men stick around longer than I should have because of Gail Simone. But I thought the Exceptional X-Men was doing what Uncanny X-Men was doing, but better, because they were also because both teams had new young mutants that they were introducing, and the older mutants were trying to teach them their powers and stuff. But but yeah, so everything's going back to Jed McKay's going back to doing the X-Men. Gail Simone's going back to doing Uncanny X-Men. They're picking up with the storylines that they left off of. So it's literally just like the event's over. We're picking up our thing again.
Yeah. Like if you guys wanted a break, you could have just told us.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This is straight from the Marvel website, so we can be more accurate about everything we're saying. Because they actually put a pretty comprehensive thing out. Also, why does Cyclops have the Soul Sword? I don't agree. I didn't agree to that. Okay. But yeah, Shadows of Tomorrow. So Jed McKay will continue to be on the X-Men. Here we see the next one as well. Is this Xavier? What's going on? Nobody knows.
I think those are the new bad guy villains. That's what's her name? Xavier's sister, and
well, that's what I'm saying. Is this
I don't know,
Xavier?
Magneto, Joseph, maybe.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
is that Xavier? Yeah, Xavier behind. Oh yeah, Xavier behind the sister. I guess I don't know.
In the
I don't
wake
know
of
what's
Age of
going on.
Revelation, the Gene Terrorist Group 3K. Oh, that's the doctor from the new prison. That's
Oh
what's
yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to be.
yeah, yeah.
I just hadn't seen her with a bunch of other stuff. All right, then this is the Gail Simone book with David Marcus. This one kind of looks cool, but I think the cover is doing a lot of the heavy lifting on this one for me.
David Marquez does a lot of the heavy lifting in this. So so that's Mutina in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Who's basically an actress that's in these mutant slasher movies, and that's the new villain for the Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah,
and Mutina is just kind of this tiny little. I imagine her as being somebody like who's the actress that did Snow White? Just tiny.
Oh, Rachel
Zegler. Yeah, I just imagine her being this tiny little Rachel Zegler, who is squaring off with Wolverine.
I like it.
Yeah,
because we do see. So if you look behind, this is the original cover for the Uncanny X-Men from the #1 issue, but she's tearing through it with her swords, which is, like I said, the cover is doing a lot of the, not only the heavy lifting but the storytelling. Then Wolverine. See, the Wolverine book said the last Wolverine book. Like the issue 13 had a cover that said the last Wolverine, and I was like, oh, they're canceling the series. So I also don't like to be made a fool. So here,
the last Wolverine book for this month.
The last Wolverine book of 2025. I guess it was technically. Now this is one series I'll probably will go back and check out. We have Silver Sable joining, and Saladin Ahmed and Martin Coccolo still on the team. And also let Dan Panosian just do more covers. Holy moly!
Yeah.
All right. This is a book that looks very interesting. Cyclops, Alex Pagnadel, Roger Antonio. Let's see what this one promises. The One-Eyed X-Men Unleashed. I don't know. I mean, I think he has 2 eyes. Scott Summers is a mutant who is always in near total control of his powers and his emotions. But what happens when he's separated from the X-Men, lost in a mountain wilderness without the visor that keeps his devastating powers in check? Ooh, that's like, see, this is the kind of stuff that I want them doing. Like, just do different stuff. Throw this guy on a mountain and, see what happens.
Yeah. A lot of these sound like they're small little minis, like really interesting stories. Like this is, sure.
Generation X-23, #1. Jodie Hauser. Oh man, I love Jodie Hauser, but I hadn't seen her on a book that wasn't an adaptation in a while. But yeah, I mean, Laura and Gabby, I'm probably gonna check this out as well, but only on the trade, because a lot of these sound like you said they're not gonna be sticking around for a long time. So
here's where I am with Marvel. I'll hop on a mini soapbox.
Get on. There's plenty of room on the soapbox. I brought the big soapbox.
I feel like everything Marvel does, I'm very hesitant to get into it because it feels like it's very impermanent. Like we're telling the story for right now. We're here for a short time and then maybe a good time, but not a long time. And I just don't know. I don't trust that it's always going to be a great time. Is the thing. I'm like, am I throwing my money on a story I'm going to forget in like 2 weeks because it's just there and it's like whatever. I don't know if anything that Marvel's doing right now is going to turn into like Kraven's Last Hunt. Like nothing feels like it's important. Important enough to like you got to sit here and read. This is going to like not necessarily change your life, but it's going to like Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell. I loved, like, that's great. But everything else is like, they're kind of few and far between to where I'm like, oh yeah, this feels like it's going to be, I don't know, speak to me in 5 years or whatever. I'm like, oh, this thing was great when I read it 5 years ago. I feel like I'm going to forget all of this. The Dazzler mini, series that came out earlier this year was a lot of fun, but I didn't finish it. I only read the first 4 issues, and I don't really remember that much about it. Other than I was like, yeah, it was kind of fun. Like it was okay, like whatever.
And
I
they
don't
never
remember who
followed
wrote
up on it. So I did.
Yeah.
I did read it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll see more of this," and I still haven't seen it. And it's been, I think that was a 2024 book that was collected earlier this year. Inglorious X-Force, Tim Seeley, Michael St. Maria. I like the team. I mean, Cable, Archangel, Boom Boom, the Helverine. Like these are all cool characters that I kind of want to see, but the last few X-Force books have not been great. I'll just say great.
Yeah. What's the point? This looks interesting to me. They're all kind of interesting concepts. I just don't know if I'm like
how long. So the problem is, I don't have a problem with them trying new things. I have a problem with editorial like just blinking very quickly and being like, "All right, experiment's over."
Yeah.
If you're gonna try,
it feels like they're not.
New, you're
not
like confident.
They're not all in. They're not all in.
That's right.
They're not DC all in. Boom. They're kind of like we're testing the waters, and if the pasta falls, we'll get rid of it right away.
Yeah, and that's just not the way to build an audience for these things. I don't think. This is a Magic and Colossus book by Ashley Allen, who was doing the previous Magic series. So I do like that they're reuniting the Rasputin family. So that's nice. Yes. Rogue number 1, Erica Schultz, Luigi Sagaria. Looks like it's going to be a lot of Rogue messy family stuff.
Yes.
I don't know. I think she's still married to Gambit.
Yeah, they're still married.
Not sure. Yeah, so this one's, I mean, Erica Schultz, like we love Erica Schultz on this channel. So like, this will definitely be something check out. Now, this one is probably the most frustrating one, because if there was one really, really good book from the Ashes era, was Storm. And they should have just kept it going. Like, why isn't this one ongoing like the other titles? Like it feels like they don't have confidence in how good their book. Even they don't have confidence in even their good books, how good they are. So,
is this a new team or is this the same team?
No, it's still same writer. I think it's a different artist, but the artists kind of rotate every arc. I think in some of these, anyways, which makes sense so that they can get the books out in time. I will, to their credit, Marvel and DC have been really good at putting artists that kind of fit the same vibe. We're not getting any of that disjunction. Do you remember Birds of Prey when they had a fill-in artist for issue 4, and it was like a very anime style when we had Leonardo Romero doing the first 3, and I was like, what the?
I've been going through old Captain Americas lately, and it's real jarring to go back and see some of the, like, this is back when they didn't really care at all, but like you would still see it like a normal, like a workman yeoman artist. Like Kieran Dwyer did Captain Americas forever, but occasionally there'd be a filler artist in one issue, and they would just be whoever they could grab off the street and just throw in there. It seemed like,
and at least back then, a lot of the artists had a very similar house style, or they try to focus on the similar house style, right? Everybody wanted to draw like the Image guys at some point. So, and I think this is the last one. Yeah, the last one is Wade Wilson Deadpool. This is gonna be a Benjamin Percy book with art and cover by Jeff Shaw. So it's gonna be extra gnarly. I think this one and the Tim Seeley book are gonna be like the most violent ones, because both of those guys they go ham when it comes to the shenanigans. So
get ready for red labels.
Whew. All right. Yeah. All right.
Well,
there you go.
That's our $7 polybag book.
Oh, DC's already said they love the polybags. They're gonna keep doing them at $10 a pop.
I can't do that.
Which means I'm buying less and less every time.
Yeah. I did not buy a poly bag for DCKO. I only bought $10 price.
I only bought 2, one at each of my shops. So yeah, okay. That was a lot. Let's do one more X-Men thing since we're already here in the X-Men corner, because I think this is the last one from the list. And it's really X-Men adjacent. Hold on one second. Where did I put the link? Oh my, there we go. All right. Marvel announces Godzilla Infinity Roar. This will probably the thing that follows up Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe. Infinity Roar will it's a crossover that so after the crossover, Infinity Roar will do more stuff for that. So the combined forces of Earth's mightiest heroes managed to spare way to spoil your event. Managed to spare the Godzilla by sending him into space. So Infinity Roar, I don't know if you remember their Infinity story, where Thanos came to Earth or whatever. So it looks like Marvel sent Godzilla to space, and now Godzilla is going to continue to try to destroy the Marvel universe from space.
Well, Marvel versus some scroll, or Godzilla versus some scrolls, and whatnot.
I wish they hadn't spoiled the other one, but there's a really cool cover where Godzilla's trying to eat the Silver Surfer, so that's neat. So, all right, I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Let people know Godzilla is still, God, he's so relevant in 2025. I love it. What a way to have
that he's not. What a way to be in everybody's playhouse, but still not get overexposed. Like, people are still excited about Godzilla, but he's everywhere, everywhere.
Well, we had that one month where there was
a shirt right now.
Yeah. There was that one month where we had 4 different publishers had Godzilla books out on the same month.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty insane.
Cool. All right. What's next? I think we can get out of the Marvel world. At least until we get to that trailer.
Yeah, I think
we'll save that for the end.
Yeah.
That'll be a transition between comics and the rest.
I think the only other thing I had, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, the DCKO stuff. There's a huge weird crossover, a couple of issues, I guess. I don't know how they're going to work it in, but they did release an image where Homelander, Samantha from the killer bear from Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Elvira
from the bear, from the epic show The Bear, Carmi and Cousin from the Bear,
Annabelle, they're all going to be somehow involved in DCKO, which I think is fantastic. What a wild
Angela?
crossover. I meant
is this Red Sonja? Who is it supposed to be?
I think that's Red Sonja. I think that's Red.
It makes sense. So they have 3 Dynamite characters, right? Vampirella, Homelander, and Red Sonja. We have Annabelle and Scorpio from the Warner Brothers, and then Samantha's the craziest one.
Samantha's the craziest one.
In a list that includes Homelander, Vampirella, and Red Sonja and Sub-Zero, Samantha the Bear is the craziest one.
So spoilers in the next 5 seconds if you have not read DCKO.
Oh yeah,
things don't go well for Batman, and I would love to see Tim Drake try to solve the Samantha murders. Give me, if it can't be Bruce Wayne Batman solving the murders in Beneath the Trees, give me the next best detective in the DC universe, Tim Drake, going into.
Or maybe it's like a Silence of the Lambs thing where Tim Drake has to team up with Samantha to solve the murder.
Even better. Boom. I just love that. I love the weird crossover stuff. Give me that all day.
All those years of just watching nonsense content finally paying off, as I can have all these mission mashups of if I would have been really good at doing those song mashups back in whatever the LimeWire era.
The other thing I enjoy about the also with the DCKO books, they announced a couple of new tie-ins. Night Fight, because again, alluding back to something doesn't go very well for Batman, Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
Each one of the former Robins gets their own Batman suit. They all look different. They're all drawn by Dan Mora, and they all look really cool. They all look super cool.
I like that every time one of the big 3 bites the dust, there has to be
Yeah.
like there's a fight to fill in the gap, right? Because
Or
back then
15
we had
people.
the 4 Supermen show up. We had Jean-Pierre Paul going crazy, and then like maybe Tim and Bruce, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't working. We gotta get
We need a
that
different
guy out of
Batman."
here."
Yeah. There's also they also announced something called DC the kids are all fight, I believe it's called, because all the adult superheroes are away fighting the DCKO thing. And I think it's kind of like what's going on back on Earth with all these, like, so John Kent and like all the other younger heroes that were left behind, like how are they continuing to do the work of the superhero world? But mostly what I like is that DCKO, obviously a huge crossover event, but when they announced it, they were like, here are the 6 titles that you need to read or whatever, because they were like, it's DCKO, it'll be continuing in the Flash, Titans, Superman, and then that's kind of all they announced for the most part.
So I thought who's this one?
So
Tim? Oh,
that's
that was
Tim
okay.
and Damian.
Tim, Damian. Okay, that makes sense.
Jason and
Dick. Okay.
Dick. Yeah.
I was like, I thought this was Dick, and I was like, wait a minute. You know,
I thought so too, but then I heard
Tim doesn't really have an aesthetic of his own. They tried when he became Drake. The Drake.
Thanks, Brian.
Michael Bendis. You tried.
But it's also a bird. I literally remember that from the comic. He's like, it's my name, but it's also a bird.
That's right.
So dumb. But so when when Marvel announced the new X-Men Beyond the Apocalypse verse or whatever they call it, or whatever, the Age of Revelation or whatever, they were like, here are the 52 different titles that you're going to have to read if you want to read the whole thing. Versus DC, like, here's DCKO. Here's like the first 6 titles that you're going to have to read. And then now they're slowly like, oh, by the way, we're adding this to it. We're adding this to it. Look at all these cool. They're slowly like releasing the information as they're going along.
They're also telling you, like, if you just want the main story, here's where you got to do it. If you want more of this nonsense and you have the spare time, money, and resources to put into it, then you can dive into all these. Marvel's like, figure it out, homie.
Here's everything. But I love the way DC's doing it, because DC's like, here's your main thing. Hey, here's more stuff, but look at all the cool art we've attached to the cool stuff. Now you want this, right? Look at all those cool Dan Mora drawings of all these different Batman costumes. And you're like, yes, I want this. And again, you flip back to Marvel, and they're like, I don't know, here's Emma Frost maybe being Iron Man, and here's like, you're just like, I don't know anything about that. Like, I don't know. I'm just all on DC right now, and Marvel's got a lot of work to do for me.
Yeah, start by returning an email. All right. Next, we might as well just dig into the Vertigo thing. And I have a full video talking more about this, but did you have a favorite one of these that I can go to? I have all the covers here.
The Chris Condon. I'm very excited about Chris Condon's.
This one here, I think.
This one, Brutal Dark. Yes.
Yeah.
Same team from
Texas Blood.
That Texas Blood. I love that team. I will read anything they do, and that is I'm here for this one.
That's right. Yeah, this one's very exciting. I think this was the first one that hit my feed when they announced this, and then I started digging more into it. Popverse, as I mentioned in my previous video, has a really nice layout of everything. We have 100 Bullets returning.
I've never read any 100 Bullets. I need to read it.
I got into it. I didn't finish it, but I did get into it. We also have, of course, the Nice House by the Sea is just being after issue 7. So for the second part of it, it'll be coming out under the Vertigo imprint. And I assume when the collection comes out, they'll just pivot it to the Vertigo imprint. Bleeding Hearts, this is the Dennis Camp book. Zombies, the undead. Like what happens when a zombie's heart starts beating again? I think that's the premise of it.
It's filling the iZombie slot of the Vertigo.
That's what I said too. I was like, yeah, I mean, Vertigo brought us iZombie, so Kyle Starks with his PI detective end of life book, really fun. Steve Pugh, like, I mean, I don't know, that's a really good team. Just even if I didn't know anything else about the book, like that's definitely a team that I'm gonna check out. The Black Tower. This one is it's a Ram V book. I don't remember exactly the premise on this one, but it looks pretty intense as well. Once again, Ram V, another guy that I'll check out their stuff. Cretaceous, I believe that's how you say that. Tom Taylor, Derrick Robertson. There's a zombie outbreak, and a team tries to travel in time to stop it, but they end up in the Cretaceous era instead. That's the pitch for this book.
Zombie dinosaurs, and it makes me wonder if the virus was there the whole time.
Yeah,
or if they accidentally bring the virus.
Universe?
yeah. And I love Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor is usually a pretty good writer.
Mm-hmm. Fanatic, Grace Ellis, Hannah Templar exploring parasocial relationships and fan experiences, which probably something that we need to revisit in comics every once in a while.
Just to check in.
Especially, I don't know. I haven't heard any horror stories from New York Comic Con, but I'm sure they might be out in the next 2 weeks. So, The Crying Idol, Mariko Tamaki, Valero O'Connell. I don't remember the pitch for this one. Oh, Rosemary Valero O'Connell. That's a lot of names. And then A Walking Shadow, Cy Spurrier, Aaron Campbell. So, yeah, I mean, they announced 10 books. That's a lot of Vertigo to come back on 2020. Obviously, not everything's coming out at the same time. And I imagine some of these are just like, 6 to 12 issue stories. So it's not a big commitment. And I'm sure they're writing these to be like I was saying, hopefully the new DC Vertigo creator-owned deal is a lot better than it was. It's gotta be more appealing, because otherwise, why not take this to like Image or Boom or Dark? Like there's so many other options, or self-publish, whatever. So, all right.
Yeah, I am curious as to if you had something, what the impetus would be, because you do have a lot of options now to Image, Distillery. There's so many other options to get your stuff, your own, whatever you got noodling around in your head that isn't a licensed property,
Yep. We got a little bit of news from Saga, which I just wanted to touch on. They're talking about the upcoming collection, because Saga doesn't do variant covers. They'll just have other kind of material in the collection. It'll be volumes 10 through 12, so that's the next kind of hardcover thing. So yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, they're still working on it. It's good to know that it's still kind of on their minds. So
yeah.
All right,
it'll finish one day. That's
all the comic news I had. Did you have anything else before we? There's two kind of like movie TV things that I want to touch on real quick.
I think as far as comics, that's all I really got out of it. I didn't really see anything else in there. I was going to New York Comic Con thinking it's going to be like San Diego, and they're just going to hit us over the head with all kinds of fantastic announcements. And it's always, I think every year I'm like, oh, it's New York. It's not that big. Like it's
definitely more chill, but definitely more comic centric as well.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, there's still a lot of TV stuff that we're not really covering, from mainly Star Trek and not really the big studios. We do have one big studio thing. Before we get to the trailer you mentioned for Wonder Man,
I'm just saying, still no Masters of the Universe trailer. That's what I'm really upset about.
I know. Maybe after I will say, not even a teaser, far ahead of everything. The Tron Ares box office is not very strong. And Jared Leto is also in the new Masters of the Universe film. So maybe that was they're like, let's see how this goes first.
Let's wait till the Tron wears off.
Hold on. All right. This is just a very quick thing, because there's really not a lot of information. Batman Nightfall, the story from 1993, will be adapted into a multiple part animated film, kind of like what they did with Watchmen and Dark Knight Returns. Nightfall, Night Quest, Night's End. Hopefully, they're able to, because Nightfall is really good. I think that one's a very well planned story. Night Quest and Night's End feel like they didn't really know what was going on, but they wanted to keep it going.
Yeah.
They didn't really have an end game. I do want them to explore like Jean-Paul Valley trying to be Batman and not being able to be the same person as Bruce. So as he becomes more violent, more erratic, and just a little bit unhinged. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to that. I love that story.
I do love that Jean-Paul Valley Batman costume. Very 90s. That's a great
Joe
costume.
Quesada really knocked it out of the park with his Asbat suit. Okay. The last thing, and I did do a trailer reaction, but Jeff, I also want to get your thoughts on this since you put it on the list. What did you think of the Wonder Man trailer?
I loved it. I am excited for it. Disney is doing their best to try to get me to go back to Disney Plus next year to get a new subscription, because they I'm excited that it is not. What my hopes for it is that it is a look at the Marvel universe from kind of outside the lens of the whole superhero stuff. It definitely looks like we're cracking in a weird way. We're kind of fourth wall breaking and self-referential, because we're definitely gonna. Well, my hope is that we're definitely playing around with race swapping, because obviously the original Wonder Man actor is white, and then the actor that wants to portray Wonder Man is black.
What?
Like we were seeing Trevor Slattery again.
And
that he is.
Man, I said I said this yesterday on my video, but the Trevor Slattery twist of the Mandarin, I know a lot of people hated that. I think it's some of the most fun, like the biggest risk that Marvel has taken on a thing that I feel like actually paid off. I think it's fun. They obviously know that Ben Kingsley's a talented individual because he keeps coming back to do projects for them. So here, let me.
I'll say I thought he passed away a while ago. I'd forgotten that he was. I think it was because of what's his name, Robert Redford passing away, because they were in Sneakers together, which I will again beat the drum. Everybody should watch Sneakers. And I was like, oh, well, Ben Kingsley must have passed away. I don't know. For whatever reason, I got that in my head, completely forgetting that he played Trevor Slattery. And then my roommates were watching whatever that British detective show where the old people are detectives.
It's on Netflix. The Thursday Murder Club.
The Thursday Murder Club, and Ben Kingsley's in that. And I was like, Ben Kingsley's still alive? And then, of course, like 2 weeks later, he pops up in this trailer. And I was like, of course he's still alive. Duh.
It's a really fun movie. I'll throw that out there. Your roommates, I hope they had a good time.
Yeah, I think they really enjoyed it. But yeah. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited that they're taking it almost reminds me a little bit of She-Hulk, because She-Hulk also kind of took an outsider look at especially towards the end of the thing. My hope, honest to goodness, is that Tatiana Maslany shows, maybe not as She-Hulk, but just as a cameo as Jennifer Walters maybe.
Well, and Ed Harris is also on the show. He wasn't on the trailer.
Oh, and Harris is in it. I did see it feels like a lot of what we saw was really maybe the first couple of episodes. It's an 8-issue show or 8 episode series, so it feels like all we saw was set up.
Yeah. Now, one person we did see, and I was not expecting to see them. I had to look up his name, Zlatko Burek, who was the villain on the Superman film.
That's what they said, because they were because Wonder Man isn't he? He's what's his name? Aquaman villain.
Yeah, Abdul Mateen. He's Black Manta.
Black Manta. I was like, what is
if you go to the video on the Marvel website, on the Marvel YouTube channel, half of the comments, probably more than half of the comments, are about the Superman and the DC universe. Yeah,
We're running out of
I really
actors.
like it.
We're running out of actors. This is why we need more AI actors. Yeesh.
Ooh, yikes! He's gonna pick that up.
That's all your thing's gonna be when you more AI. How
boy.
AI can help Hollywood.
Crickets, just crickets. No. Oh, well, look at that. It looks like they can. All right. Yeah,
I'm excited
interesting.
for it. I'm very excited for it. I'm excited to see
Same
where
here.
it goes. I hope that it
January.
doesn't get dogpiled on by evil trolls. And I hope it makes fun of the trolls or the regular trolls.
Okay,
yeah, I'm excited for it.
With that, let's transition to our previously on segment. I'll kick things off because this also has to do with some of the sad news we had yesterday. Diane Keaton passed away. At least yesterday. I don't know exactly if she did yesterday or not, but that's when we heard about it. Which is sad and unfortunate. So I was like, well, let me see. Let me go to her letterbox and figure out what I can watch. And I picked a movie that I had never seen. And I picked this movie despite the Martin Short of it. Father of the Bride.
He's very Martin Short in that movie. He's very Martin Short.
Martin Short, and there's very much there was a really nice Eugene Levy jump scare that I wasn't expecting. Like he was in and out for a minute. So if you don't know, Steve Martin's daughter comes back from a trip in Europe, and she's engaged, and now they got to organize a big old wedding in California in a small town. Really funny that this like Steve Martin's job and is the same as the job that the dad in Jumanji had. They both run like this athletic shoe factory, which is like was that a prolific thing back in the 90s? Like what's going on?
I don't know, because I think that's also the bit in Parenthood. I think it is too. Parenthood was also a sneaker. Town. He ran a sneaker company also.
Yeah, because they take a little shot. Because when he first meets the groom, like he's wearing Nikes, so he doesn't like. That's another reason that he doesn't like him because he's wearing Nikes.
It's in another movie. I forget. There's another movie, that's small town, and it's like a family dramedy, and the dad runs like a sporting goods. Sporting goods stores are big in suburban America, I guess.
I would love to run a sporting goods store if it was a sustainable business, but I don't have the power of dicks. You know,
it's tough to get that power of dicks.
But yeah, very sad passing, Diane Keaton. I might check out the sequel because it looks like the daughter's having a baby, so like it's gonna be crazy. Steve Martin, I will say this had just enough Steve Martin because I think there can be a lot of Steve Martin, and I think Diane Keaton's character really balanced him out. So that really worked. So them together really worked, which is kind of why I want to check it out. The sequel. I know HBO made a remake of it with Andy Garcia being the titular dad.
Oh yeah.
So I think it might be interesting to see a different culture in that, because this was
other than white.
Yeah,
very white. I remember watching this as a kid, like when it first came out, going to the theater and seeing. I don't know if I've seen it since then, maybe once or twice on HBO back in the day, but I remember really enjoying it. Like I just kind of classic comedies, sitcom, family comedies.
And outside of B.D. Wong, who is excellent in his role of the assistant to Martin Short's wedding planner, there's not a lot of non-white people in Father of the Bride. So
very suburban white. Did you see that little picture floating around the internet that was from the Interview magazine, where it was, I guess Steve Martin was interviewing Diane Keaton, and he's like, which one of us is sexier, me or Martin Short? And their answer was, we were both idiots.
I
love that bit.
Great. So all right, let's go to one of your things, and I only really have a couple of things that I watched.
I only watched one thing this week. I've been
okay.
I finished. We've already talked about it in a live stream earlier this week, which was we finished Peacemaker. We watched all of the Peacemaker ended this and apparently a big controversial. People were not pleased with like there was some complaining about this finale.
Yeah. I mean,
and since then, James Gunn has said that this is probably the last season of Peacemaker. I think they might transition it into like a checkmate television special.
I think the show will evolve, but it won't be Peacemaker.
I also think
they just got to change they just want to change the title, get a new number one.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's interesting. James Gunn is in an interesting position because he's developing this brand new universe, but also in this new the medium that we have, that movie, television, streaming is still relatively new comparatively to like television and radio and whatnot. And I think we're still these massive properties that you can tell stories over through movies, through television shows, through your streaming platform, or through specials through your streaming platform. And then what does that look like? Is it through animation? Is it just through these one-shot specials? Is it through a television show? Yeah. I think James Gunn has a real interesting, like, he can do this from the beginning. So it's not like Marvel trying to figure it out on the fly midway through, where they're like, all of a sudden we have Disney Plus and Disney is telling us to make 15 television shows and they have to pivot. James can do this from the get-go, so we can decide, well, this is a bit of a longer story. We need more than 2 hours to tell this story, so it can't be just a movie. Maybe we can make this a TV show. I don't know, maybe this is something that we want to tell, but it's not long enough to be a movie or a TV show. It could just be a special kind of thing or whatever. But then how do those pieces fit together? So I'm interested to see, because as we were talking that night, I was like, I don't know if Peacemaker season 3 makes a whole lot of sense,
right?
In the big grand scheme of like, we need people to buy things, and purchase stuff. So maybe it does become like a checkmate, or we see these characters. But I also don't think any of those characters, as much as I love them, are going to be a big enough draw to be like, and Adebayo from Peacemaker is now in your Superman movie. I'd just be like, okay, well, that's sad because she had a huge part in Peacemaker. Now she's going to get like 15 minutes in Superman,
Yeah.
So,
yep. All right.
I don't know.
Cool.
It's interesting.
We'll have a full show whenever Jeff is back from his trip.
Yeah.
I think this is what we decided. And then we'll have Clay and Josh as well, because for once, we're all caught up with the same TV show. So we'll do our full Peacemaker talk. We'll have more.
We're going to talk about Frasier season 3.
Mm-hmm.
We've all caught up on that Frasier finally.
Not yet. I'm still behind on Frasier forever. I'm trying to get through Cheers first to really get the full story.
You need to really get the whole scope.
I will say I did see a clip of Cheers with Woody Harrelson and what's her name? What's the Kristen? She was in
Christy Alley.
Christy Alley.
Christy Alley.
And I was like, oh, this is maybe I should watch Cheers. Maybe this is a really good. All right. Well, the other thing I watched yesterday after we got off our show, I went to watch the new film Tron Ares. Now, I will say up front, I'm not the biggest Tron person. I didn't even go. Oh, we have a quick comment. Oh, free Luthor. Oh, Luthor Core propaganda in our chat. Hashtag free Luthor. Yeah, Luthor did nothing wrong, I guess.
He's just a scientist trying stuff out. He's just a scientist trying stuff out.
He's just a scientist. Well, funny enough, talking about Luthor, like this Tron movie is about two gigantic tech companies trying to fight it out for the next big innovation in kind of AI, right? That's kind of what the whole movie's about. I thought, first of all, one thing that I accidentally did was buy a ticket to a 3D screening. Sometimes I don't check because my theater doesn't normally do a lot of 3D screenings, and I was just looking at the time, so I bought the ticket. Now, granted, this is all on the AMC stub thing, so like if I needed to, I could have just returned it and go at a different time. But I'm kind of glad I got the 3D ticket. As much as I hate glasses on top of glasses, the visuals
it's
in
the
this
one
movie,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
the visuals of this movie are made for a 3D experience. So if you're gonna watch it, I would recommend watch it in 3D or IMAX or Dolby, or like one of those. Like, make it a spectacle because that's what they want you to be. Like, the story's pretty weak, but the visuals are incredible. The Nine Inch Nails soundtrack, like, put it in my veins. I love it. Like, it's just so cool. The vibes of everything, the designs. It really feels like because you get to, when you think about the original Tron and even the follow-up movie, you can kind of see that technology is evolving, and that's also a thing in this movie. Like, technology is so advanced now at this point, you can not, it's not all about going into the digital world, it's about the digital world coming to the real world, whatever. um Greta Lee's great. I love her. There's a really nice supporting cast, but the characters feel pretty underused. Like, it's really a Greta Lee, Jared Leto kind of movie. So if 50% of that is not something that's up your alley, uh, then I can see people not enjoying this. But yeah, I thought it was fine. It was entertaining. And like I said, the story is not the best, but I would recommend, if you want to check it out, go do it at a theater because I think that's where you're gonna enjoy it the most. And unless you have a 3D TV at home, then I think that'll be
If
fine.
you go for the spectacle, because that's the only
Yeah,
thing it's giving.
exactly. Think of
Have you
this as
seen?
the think of this as the longest Nine Inch Nail music video.
I did see somebody's review that was like, "Is it a good movie? No. Is it a good Nine Inch Nails video, like music video?" And she was like, "A couple of times, yes." Like,
Yeah,
but to fill in a whole 2-hour movie experience, no, not really.
yeah. So
So,
Quicksilver's in it. From the X-Men films. I
oh,
forget his
nice.
name. Yeah, he's the
Evan
he's the other
Peters.
tech guy.
Evan Peters, I think, something like that.
Evan Peters, correct.
Have
And
you
he was
seen
also
Smashing
in
Machine
Avatar.
yet?
I haven't seen Smashing Machine. I think I'm
Okay.
just gonna wait. I feel like it's gonna be a home release pretty soon. So we are getting some quick update from Lex Luthor from Luthor Corp. And we did hear that he was transferred from Belle Reve to Van Call, which is a lot closer to Metropolis because Luthor just wants to be close to home.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
well,
He's
speaking
got
of
more
Lex Luthor,
privileges these days.
yeah, let's talk
days.
about comics. Comics for the
Let's
week.
talk about comics.
We're saving our favorite comic. We're saving it for the end. So let me tell the audience and remind Jeff of that. That's the thing we're doing now. Because
I would
sometimes we
like
don't
to
plan
announce,
anything.
first off, because of yesterday, that I went out and bought volumes 1 and 2 of Irredeemable
Yes.
from Half Price Books. Volume 1 only cost me $4.99. Volume 2, $7.99. But I think Volume 2 is actually smaller than Volume 1.
Wait.
So there is that. Let me figure out which one out of the comics that I've read this week, which one is my favorite.
All right, then I can kick us off if you want while you do that. Really fun comic that I read this week, and new number 1 from Dark Horse. The Guy in the Chair, number 1. This is a story of like this spy agency. They all have. Oh, you have it too. Very nice.
I've not. This is my not yet read pile, but yes,
Oh, I
I
guess
have.
if you can. Ooh, can you message me which one is your favorite so I don't bring it up?
Oh, yes.
And then I'll do the same to you. We could put it on the chat here on the show. That's something we should definitely plan ahead, but things happen better on the fly.
Yes.
All right, so I just missed it. Oh, because you have the yeah. Or on Discord, whatever. So I don't want to step on your toes. But anyway, Guy in the Chair number 1, yeah, spy agency. There's the book follows the guys in the chair, the ones that are helping these agents. But something's not quite right at this agency, and it's a lot of fun. So I really liked it.
Is that yours? Your favorite of the week? I don't even know what that is.
Okay, great.
Then
I'll tell you all about it when we get there.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. First comic that I have read this week. Well, I don't know if it was the first comic I read this week, but Sacrificers is back. Sacrificers number 16. This is a great book. This is a violent book. It's not even, I mean, it's not super violent, but it's hardcore. We've got gods. We've got people challenging gods, killing gods, little animal creatures. Everybody loves a good animal hybrid creature, anthropomorphic
just that
animal.
Samantha from beneath the trees.
That's right. It's great. It's a fantastic book. Sacrifices, very violent. Love it.
Very nice. I'm gonna leave the big one though. I'm gonna leave the one of the big ones till later as well. Let me get through some of the indie stuff. And I think, hopefully, I'm saying this correctly. Deluge, maybe when it rains a lot.
Deluge.
I don't know. It's a hard word to pronounce. I didn't realize how hard that word was to pronounce until I started doing a review for it. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. And I had to ask you, like Google, like, how do you pronounce this? And even then,
he's like, I don't know.
But this is a book from Ignition Press. It's a new publisher or recent publisher. Colin Bunn, Marika Cresta. It focuses on a group of women in prison, in a women's prison, that were not evacuated when all this rain's about to come down and the prison is going to start flooding. But as you can see, oh wait, there might be like sea monsters. This is a cover by James Stocco as well, so very cool. So yeah,
that is cool.
Then we
have to go back for
really
that.
cool.
Let's see. Let's do this one. Actually, let's do this one. J. Michael Straczynski returns to Spider-Man with Spider-Man Torn #1. I said maybe it's time to go back and try to read a Spider-Man, and this is, it doesn't like, it's not a home run for me, but it is a base hit, which is all I'm asking for from Spider-Man at this point.
Just get me to the next issue. Yeah,
just get me to the next issue, and it's done that. So far, success, glowing success. It is a period piece where we're going back in time. Peter's in college, so everybody's still alive. Gwen's here, the original Gwen, Harry Osborn. They're all like college kids. Peter is having a rough time balancing being Spider-Man and a college kid. Yep. It's really good. It's very basic Spider-Man stuff. To backtrack to some of the stuff we didn't talk about at New York Comic-Con, Peter's going out into space. We're getting a new Hela is becoming the new Queen in Black, so there's going to be some stuff between her and Null. Venom, like Spider-Man in the Marvel Universe, normal Spider-Man is so far beyond your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man now. Mary Jane is Venom. So it's nice to go back to before all that for me, which is the last time I was a big Spider-Man fan. So I'm not interested in current day Spider-Man at all. This, give me all day.
Nice. Speaking of back to basics, what about a Marvel Knights, The Punisher?
I almost picked this up.
Written by Jimmy Palmiotti with art by Dan Panosian. Like, talk about Marvel Knights. Those two names are like, outside of Joe Quesada, like, I think those two names are probably the most synonymous with Marvel Knights. And it delivers. Like, this is just a Punisher story. It's grim. It's violent. It has a really cool twist. If you thought Frank Castle being Franken-Castle was wild, there are some kind of zombie voodoo magic on this one. But Frank got enough bullets to take care of it all. But he does fight some bad guy named El Zombie.
If you had to choose one Punisher book to continue reading, because there's two happening right now.
Oh, the other one.
The other one?
The Red Band Punisher. Only because, so this one's kind of tied to that The World to Come, although it's set 25 years before that book. As much as I like this one, I think the other one's better.
Okay.
But it's not by a lot. Like, they're very close. Like, man, Dan Panosian just, he draws really pretty women. So
it's Dan Panosian.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. What else you got?
My next one is the most recent issue of Batman Dark Patterns, Batman Dark Patterns number 11, second to last issue. This wraps up next one. I
can't wait till it wraps up so I can read, because I've only read the first two little mini arcs. So I'm gonna read 3 to 9 next, and then when the last one comes out, I'll finish the thing.
The fact that Gotham City becomes such an important character in this book, the city itself is what I really enjoy about it. It's very Gangs of New York feeling to it. It has a real Gangs of New York feeling to it, is what, especially in this last issue, because they really dive into the history of Gotham, which is always fun, I think, when they do that, because it's I don't know if it's I think we maybe need a Mark Waid history of Gotham kind of book to come out, because I think things have been kind of layered on top about the history of Gotham. But this kind of, without getting into like all of that, it just talks about the infrastructure and how Gotham got built in this book, and I find that stuff kind of fascinating. Have
you read The Gates of Gotham? It's a pre-New 52 story by Scott Snyder and Kyle Higgins. I recommend it. I think you like it, because it's kind of in the same vein of like how Gotham was kind of built, and I think that's where Scott Snyder kind of got the idea of like, oh, what if I just throw the Court of Owls in there as something that always existed? So yeah, if you haven't read Gates of Gotham, recommend. Okay. Return to Planet Hulk. This is a one-shot celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Planet Hulk story. It's a little story that happens in between the pages of Planet Hulk. Greg Pak is back to tell the story with Carlos Pagulayan. The one thing that's made me realize is that, and I did send out a message on social media, like, I've been reading Greg Pak books for over 20 years, and I don't plan on stopping, because this was one of the first things I read from him, like when he was doing Incredible Hulk.
Honestly, I don't know if I've read a ton of Greg Pak.
Yeah, no, like I've checked out all his stuff ever since. He had a really cool run on, I think it was Action Comics, and Batman Superman when the New 52 launched, and then of course his own creator-owned stuff. Yeah, he's great, and just overall seems like a great dude. He's from the Dallas area, so
nice.
Yeah, I think he's from like Garland, but he's a through and through New Yorker now. But yeah,
he's from Arlen.
Support the local boys.
This is Absolute Batman number 13 with we're getting an Absolute Catwoman book as well. That was announced earlier this week.
Yes.
Great. Continues to be great. I don't know what else to tell you. Artwork is great. Story is great.
We got a new Harley Quinn.
New Harley Quinn.
Was all the buzz.
Batman super aggro.
Well, I mean, I guess when you got the Venom in you, you know. I'm very excited, because there's only, I think there's one more issue to wrap up this Abomination story. Then we get the break for the annual with Daniel Warren Johnson and other creators, and in 15 he's supposed to be meeting Absolute Wonder Woman. So we'll see how that plays out.
What's interesting is we don't know what's happening on the other end of DCKO really. And everything that we've been shown is from the one side of the DC universe, but I mean the Absolute universe has to, because Darkseid controls the Absolute universe, so you would assume that at some point these other characters might make an appearance in that.
We did see them. I think we saw them in that Justice League Alpha issue, I think, if I remember correctly. Like the Trinity was there in the background, like just kind of showing.
We've seen them as like background material, but they haven't been like characters in the book yet.
You're
been
right.
Referenced.
They haven't met. They don't know about each other. That's the main thing. They don't know.
But the other thing is like, but Mirror Master does, because Mirror Master, they've teased that the DC Mirror Master has been able to go between the two universes.
Yep.
Although I don't think they've said that he knows what he's doing exactly. But
I feel like that's gonna come out in the pages of on the apps, like whenever they go back to this new Justice League in the Absolute Universe full of villains.
And Flash being like one of the titles that they say this is part of the thing. This Mirror Master's a Flash villain. Maybe that's where it pops up.
Yep.
The continuation of Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum. I love this issue. This is very W. Maxwell Princey issue.
So much.
Because it's a little disappointing. Not disappointing. What's the word? Sad. It's sad.
Okay, I was about to say, I thought it was pretty good.
No, not disappointing. I forget what it is. Just because
Depressing.
Clark is talking depressing. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. Clark and Billy Batson.
Look into my eye.
Have this discussion about therapy, about how Billy Batson is a foster kid. Yeah. And Clark's planet blew up. I love this story. I love this. I love the drawings. Toyman's design is creepy and funny. I like that they basically make a giant theme park to trap. And Lex Luthor is just like, do whatever you want. You guys are idiots. Go for it. Why not?
Well, and then the last page or the last couple of pages, you're like, oh, here we go. This was the end game. You're just giving us this other really cool stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. So fun times. Love that book.
Well, Jeff did 2 in a row, but we won't tell him about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
So I'll do an oversized one. Transformers #1. Yeah. Did you read it?
25.
20? Oh, yeah. 25. Oh, geez.
I did read it. It's great.
I was so happy to see a little bit of Corona's art.
Me too.
That was not something that was announced. It was like Dan Mora. So, yeah, the first part, it's like, I even love that. Like, you get we get a.
Honestly, that was my favorite. I'm like, how have they not done this yet? Because that's just like the old TV show. All you do is the page flip, and I cheered from my.
There's only so many pages, right?
Oh,
so they can't. If it's gonna be a 22-page book, they can. You're really giving me a 19-page book if you kind of keep doing that with the credits and then the flippity flip.
Yeah.
It was good.
I think it's worth it.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like the premise, and then of course, like they kind of reveal like Optimus Prime becoming. They call this like he becomes a bad guy, but it's like only from a certain point of view. And then when that gets explained in the book, you're like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. Which I feel bad, but it's definitely very different from the comics and the films and stuff like that. So it's an interesting approach.
So they're slowly bleeding in the Mask properties. If you're a child of the 80s, you will remember the cartoon Mask, which was also a toy property where sort of like Transformers, all the cars, all the vehicles transformed not into robots, but just into other types of vehicles. So your car all of a sudden developed wings and it could fly. Helicopters become motorcycles, stuff like that. And I like the way that they're folding in the way they get there is by studying the Transformers transformation. Yeah. And in the free comic book day, we saw Matt Tracker, who was the main superhero for the Mask characters. I geeked out about it. My local comic book shop guy says, I don't know if your normal day reader knows much about Mask, so you might be one of like, yeah, exactly. So it's not a property that has carried over the test of time. And then in this issue, we've got General Mayhem, who's the main villain of the Mask property. So
is that who that is?
Yeah, General Mayhem is the main bad guy for the Mask.
What a fucking name.
You can see, yeah. You can see where the Transformers who don't know the Autobots don't know anything about who's the good guys, who the bad guys are on Earth. So they're just kind of blindly walking into like, oh, you want to help us out? Okay, cool. Like, yeah, America's always the good guys, right? So
he's giving Thunderbolt Ross.
He's very much he's a villain. He's a bad guy. Good stuff. Really good stuff. You know, it's a nice reset without actually being also like, because the stuff that happened in the first 24 issues definitely still holds weight.
Oh yeah.
It kind of resets you in this issue 20. So it's a great pickup point, but everything still matters. So like it's a great transitional book.
And people were looking for this for sure. It's our most watched video by far of the week. So if you want to know more about this, go check out. I did a video where I talk about issues 1 through 24 in the most concise possible way. So you can be ready for this.
Much happened.
I know. Yeah, I would really talk mainly about the Optimus Prime arc of it all, because he's the driving force. But I mean, you can't help but to bring in Megatron. Okay.
Dinobots tease in this issue too.
Yes, I only have
tease.
Outside of my favorite book of the week, I only have one book, which is like the big one. So, do you have anything else that's not the big book?
I have one more thing that is not the big book, and one thing that is my favorite book. So the last that is not the big book, nor my favorite book, but still a solid book, is this Action Comics Mark Waid, who we talked about all day yesterday, and Skylar Partridge. They're doing Clark Kent as a young man in Smallville, high school age. Clark Kent learning to deal
you
with
can
his
tell because he's
powers.
wearing Chucks.
He's wearing red Chucks. He's not wearing underwear outside his costume, but they're more like shorts. They're very old school gym shorts that he wears outside of his costume. I love it. I love Skylar Partridge's art. I love what they're doing with how he's learning to be a superhero. It's great stuff. I love it. Very reminiscent of Smallville, the TV show Smallville.
For sure. Yeah, I liked it. I'm waiting on that one to just read on the app, because there's a lot of books that I'm picking up, and I do have to cut off some places at the end. So, not to say that's not a good book. It's just there's so many other books out there.
Danny, you can subsist on 3 hours of sleep at night. You just need to power through and keep reading.
It's not the sleep part. It's the I'm running out of room.
Oh, that's true.
To put these things.
You need a pocket universe. You need your own Lex Luthor pocket universe. Though.
I do. Oh man, now that'd be a mess. I would need like somebody to like maintain it for me. So, before we do that, I did read. Yesterday I caught up on. This is a book that's old, so I wanted to just bring it up and recommend it. Legacy of Vader, the Kylo Ren book. The first volume came out this week, so I read that. It's very cool. Like, if you like Kylo Ren and you don't hate the sequels, if you enjoy and then within that subgroup of not hating the sequels, if you like the Last Jedi, then I think you'll enjoy this book. Charles Soule doing a really good job of just expanding on the lore of why Kylo Ren goes through whatever journey he went through. And we get to see he's being I guess trained by Vanny, who was Vader's assistant in that one movie. Like, we saw him for a second. He's like a throwaway character, but he's a fully evolved character here. So okay, that's all the comics as far as before this really big one and our favorites of the week. So let's get on to it. First of all, Jeff, how many did you pick up? Just the one?
I picked up the one. Just the one. Okay.
So I picked up this one. I love an acetate cover. Acetate is a little plastic that I don't even know if I don't think they have projectors in school anymore, but yeah, you open the page and then you get to see the full thing. So it's kind of like,
I might go back. I do like that cover. I might go back and get it.
So, if you go back, can you check if they have the Daniel Warren Johnson cover where he's doing a pile driver or whatever too?
I was about to say that's the only other one that because I tried to look for that one, they didn't have it. Now sometimes my shop will add as they will hold back some. I should have asked and see if they had any, and they'll fill as.
If in your travels you run across, I guess, 2 copies, since you also want one, pick one up for me. I did get a wrestling related cover though.
Did you get the Page or whatever his name is?
Dan Mora, call him Hangman Page, and Lobo.
Hangman Page. My brain always says Diamond Dallas Page, and I'm like, no, that's the wrong one.
No, the other Page. So yeah, really cool. I really like this. And as we were saying, I only picked up 2 polybags this time around because they are $10. And also, I saw the covers when I did my review of like all these, and I was like, I don't really need any of those. Like the Batman ones, there was a lot that I really wanted. So I just bought one poly bag at one of my shops and then the other one at my other shop, just to, make sure that they keep buying poly bags, because I do want at least one every time. So
yeah. And I feel like we're coming into I want to cut back a little bit on all the buying the same issue just with a different cover.
Yeah,
I really hold out on the ones that I really want, because we've got the Batman Deadpool coming up, which is also going to have like 47 alternate covers and stuff like that, and our variant covers. I just want to make sure I make smart choices.
Make it special, right? Make it, when you get a variant, make sure that it is special. So
yeah.
Let's talk about the actual issue of DCKO, and we're gonna get fully into spoilers. So if you haven't read it or you haven't watched my full spoiler video that I did, that was already like, it ended up being around 20 minutes with the whole thing, because there's a lot of coverage for this as well. What did you think, Jeff?
I have one complaint.
Okay, here we go.
That I've been meaning to complain about for a bit.
This is the place where we complain.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with, make sure, with Hassan Otsmane Ellahu's lettering.
Okay.
Most of the time their name pops up on a lot of comics. They do a lot of lettering for a lot of comics.
Very prolific.
Occasionally I'm like, I can't read it. Like, it's weirdly lettered, you know?
Oh, interesting.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I like, because there's a lot of, in the lettering, there's a lot of where they highlight a word and it's, instead of it being, it's just like this word family or something. It's just like etched out really quickly. Yeah, it's like italicized and stuff. And then there's like all this weird, like where they do the Themyscira is like is in this weird lettering kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Oh, I love it.
Outside of that, I love the book. I like none of the heroes know what they're getting themselves into. Mm-hmm. Their plan to lock up all the bad guys obviously did not work, which sounds like a one shot we're going to get down the road. How that happened.
Yes. I will give you a little bit of upcoming stuff. The Titans book will follow along with the Titans, trying to get everybody ready to evacuate and all that, because I did get to read the issue 28, which is coming out next week, and that's what it focuses on. So that's what that time's going to be about. I imagine Superman's going to follow Superman's path through all this, like maybe expand on his story, because I feel like we didn't get a lot of Superman here. Like, I would even love to see an issue of like how he got the sons to make his gauntlet thing that he makes. I think that'd be cool. And then I think, like you mentioned, the Flash will probably be like maybe the connection to the other dimension. So okay, yeah,
all gas, no brakes again. Like, they just kind of, it's a little bit of a slow burn where they like set up like how things are going to work. If you've read that preview, that's the very beginning of this book where Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne, and they're all playing a board game, and Clark doesn't like to lose.
The way they show that Darkseid is everywhere at once, kind of like an omnipresent entity, is very cool. Like, just that's probably how it happened, but just it's really cool.
I'm excited for this. This is a great event, and it feels eventy, like it's going to take up the whole, I'm sure other comics are going to keep going as if this is not happening, but this feels like it's going to take over whereas over in Marvel, One World Under Doom seems to be an isolated event, even though in the One World Under Doom event, Doom has taken over the world, but outside of that, nobody's really paying attention to it.
I do expect to see, like, in the next few issues of the ongoing regular stuff, like on Batman or something, like before or after the events of DCKO or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I like this page a lot too. Where's Detective Chimp? Did he not make it in? Because he had a warhammer. He was ready to fight, but he wasn't in the bracket.
I guess he got squashed.
A lot of heroes got killed. I think one of the other cool things was that the game board design of the panels.
Yeah. Super fun.
There's a lot, like, as bonkers as this book is, there's a lot of like thought behind it, I think.
Yeah.
And then all leading up to the big reveal at the last page here of the game board. oh shit, Batman got stabbed, and then of course it's the Joker. So if anybody picked Batman to advance in their bracket, you're actually picking the Joker. So
I do like how at the end they have the brackets, and he's already been crossed off the, but with the smile.
Yeah, well, he's got the Joker smile on top of it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, very cool book. I love it. It's really cool. I'll do a separate video where I open my 2 bags just because we need the content. So stay tuned for that. See if I get anything cool. Sorry, Jeff, you won't get to see it right now. We'll do it later.
Nope. What was your pick of the week?
Well, before we get into a pick of the weeks, I have a couple more books that I picked up that I haven't read. I don't know if you showed it. Did you read everything?
No, I have a small stack.
Let's do that first, then we'll do pick of the week, and then we'll close out with looking at the crappy upcoming week of comic books after New York Comic Con. It's like New York Comic Con hangover or something. So let me go through mine real quick. Oh, I guess I did pick up another. I forgot to pick this up. I have more absolute Batman. Avengers 31. This one I'm still picking up. It's rare to have a book in the 30s for Marvel. I just haven't got a chance to read it. I've been reading this in the arcs. That's why I haven't read it. It has nothing to do with the quality of it. Event Horizon, Dark Descent. I'll just go through mine and then I'll let you do yours. Number 2. This is really cool. Like the art in this is insane. I can't wait to read this one. But here, I'll just open a random page. It's hell. If you've seen the film, this all has to do with like hell and demons and all this shit. So I didn't get a chance to read Godzilla number 3, but I'm still loving this series. And then I have Mary Sue number 1.
Oh, I have that one too somewhere.
Megan Fritz Martin, a Boombox book. So this is aimed at a younger audience, but I like Megan Fitz Martin. The run on with Tim Drake, which was a lot of fun for me. And then the last book, Little Nightmares Descent to Nowhere. I mainly picked this up because this is a Skylar Patridge cover, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is from Titan Comics, who they send us stuff all the time to read and check out. But yeah, this looks interesting. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, sorry, Vanessa Del Rey. That's why I picked it up, because it's a Vanessa Del Rey cover. All right, that's all I have that I didn't read before my favorite stuff.
Other things I've not yet read. The newest issue of Batman and Robin. The previous issue really good.
Yeah.
Penguin's in Trouble. Falling in Love. The newest issue of Falling in Love in the Path to Hell. I've not gotten a chance to read it yet.
I need to read volume 2. I think that's coming out soon. Hopefully we get a nice copy of that.
The newest issue of Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. Not great, but Chris Samney art. So this is Chris Samney's the interior artist in this one. So
nice.
Look at this.
When I saw that on the list, I thought you meant that you picked up the compact disc.
Oh yeah, the compact version.
The compact version of the book, compact disc, the compact comic of Long Halloween, because that came out this week. I need to go track it down before I. If not, I guess I'll have to order it from, I don't know, Barnes and Noble or something.
The last book I've not yet read that I've picked up was the Harley Quinn Elvira crossover. Yes. I'm gonna try to read that because there's not a lot of books for next week. I'm gonna try to read that and maybe do a review for it and just take advantage of having some extra time. Okay. Favorite book of the week. You want to go first? Sure. Everything Dead and Dying, number 2 from Image Comics. It is your Walking Dead, Last of Us, maybe meets John Wick at the end of this issue. So it's a fun twist on the zombie narrative. It's a farmer gets caught up in the zombie apocalypse. Except he does what farmers do. He just kind of decides to take care of his little town, even though it's full of zombies. He is himself immune to the zombie virus. So he's just been living his life happily when other non-zombie people show up. And of course, they're just going to start slaughtering the zombies because that's what people do. So he's like, stop it. You're killing my town. It's very good. It's great. It's such a good book. It's heartbreaking. It's all the stuff you want out of a zombie book.
I recently did a podcast that for the I Read Comic Books, and we were talking about our kind of guesses for like best books of 2025, things that will end up on there. And one of my honorable shout outs was to that book because I think it's gonna be one of the best things this year. So cool.
How does that feel to it?
Well, my favorite thing this week was you guys know I love nuns. So I picked Marian Heretic. This is a book by Tini Howard and Joe Jarrow in which we meet Marian, who's a nun that is charged by the church to kill witches around her city. It's really fun. It's violent, it's gory, but it's also like just very, very cool. I like Tini Howard. I think she's probably one of the people that I was really following all her books when she was doing X-Men. So when she came out with this project, Create Her Own, so immediately when this came out, I sent an email to our media connect on, and boom, like I know New York Comic Con's coming up,
but
if anybody else has time after that, let me know. So yeah, hopefully that pans out. We'll see. But yeah, this book is really good. It's a lot of fun. And then there was this really cool Jenny Frison cover that I couldn't decide which one to pick, so I just grabbed them both. So yep, I recommend that for sure. Okay, let's start closing things out. I assume you're looking at stuff for next week and seeing how
I am looking at
yeah, let me pull up. I'll pull up my pull list real quick.
Oh, well, Lucky Devils is back.
Lucky Devils is back, so it's not all bad. But as far as like kind of new stuff to explore, it's pretty bare. Okay, so here, let's do this one. Yeah, this one works. So stuff I'm reading next week. Maybe some of the stuff is in your pull list. Maria Lovett's Artificial. The next issue comes out. World's Finest has another issue as well. Captain America. This Dynamite Blood Red. I think it's a little anthology book. That seems fun. I might read this right after. Because Dynamite did send us a copy. Dungeons and Dragons #1. I'll do a review for that. This is probably the book I'm most excited about for next week. Fantastic Four Gargoyles.
That looks interesting.
Crossover. But yeah, other than that, like, we have One World Under Doom, Godzilla Dead Zone, Lucky Devils, and Wonder Woman 26 is pretty good. I did get a chance to read that already. And this Yuletide, I guess we're already leaning into we haven't even hit Halloween, and Oni Perez is already releasing a holiday book. So, all right, what did you
get ready?
What did you have?
Yeah, I don't have too much. Let's see. We've got Absolute Flash.
Oh yeah, why is that not on my list? Good call, Jeff.
Titans, that new Titans. I might pick up that Titans just because it's.
I did read
Battle
Titans.
Beast
Like I said,
6.
it's a nice tie-in to the everything that's going on.
New Gods, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe. Crypto comes out, and then Godzilla destroys the Marvel Universe. Then we got a bunch of X-Men stuff. Gross.
That's why my pull list is so small too, because a lot of the Marvel stuff for next week, the new stuff is a lot of it is X-Men stuff. So let's see, what is it? Rogue Storm, Sinister Six, X-Men, yeah, and Unbreakable X-Men.
Distillery has a new #1. Endeavor #1. Oh,
the Stephanie Phillips book. Good call. Sometimes it's hard. So I will say I love Legal Comics, but sometimes they don't have the right dates for some of those indie publishers. And the Iron and Frost also comes out next week. So that's another 4 books I would have normally been picking up was I reading the X-Men. But luckily, I got a friend at the shop that is getting some of that stuff, and he just lets me read them so I can actually make videos. So it works out. Also, I want to track down this American Vampire Work in Progress reprint. It's that oversized books that are black and white, almost like an artist edition that DC's been putting out. So hopefully I get to track that down. Okay, cool. I think we've done it. We gave you all the news for New York Comic Con, so let us know what you're excited about. If you're watching this later on, let us know what your favorite Diane Keaton performance is.
Yes.
Unfortunate loss. Let us know what you are excited about as far as comic books coming up. Like, do you also agree with me that the week after New York Comic Con is kind of a blah week when it comes to comics? Blah. So yeah. All right, and let us know what you think of Wonder Man and the trailer, and Peacemaker season finale, because we will be doing a full show on that later on, as well as many other things. So next week is when you're out of town, right, Jeff?
I'm out of town next week.
Okay, so I don't know if we'll do a Sunday show unless one of the other guys wants to show up. Maybe I'll just talk about comics for 30 minutes to show you everything I picked up. Okay. Well, there you have it. Thanks everyone that joined us. No more reports on Lex Luthor. I think. Why no Lex Luthor comics and no more metas? The propaganda is strong by Luthor Corp, and I kind of dig it. Lex Luthor did show up in DCKO.
Right there at the end.
So there it is. I don't want to tell you all the spoilers, but since we're getting barraged here by Luthor Corp, before we lose, you know what? You know why it is? It's because we made because this guy is our executive producer. I forgot.
Wrap it up.
There you go. That's as much Lex Luthor as you're gonna get on the show. So we all bring it back. You know what? I might throw in Superman later on today. Why not?
It's on Max.
It's on Max.
Do it.
It's on Max. So cool. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you saw Tron Ares, let me know. Does it deserve making less money than Morbius on opening day? That is the question of the week. And if you did see it, let me know what you thought about it. I might do a full review for that. I think that might warrant a review. So thank you, Jeff. And thanks everybody that's watching or will watch or whenever.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
The most important thing in life will always be
Hey, Bebo.
Little loves you.
Simon Center, get the fuck out.
All right. Bye.
Get out of here, you weirdo.